Hello student, this is Ambrose, your chemistry master. The last video we discussed metallurgy part 1 that included occurrence of ores and mineral, types of ores and difference between ores and mineral and various ore concentration processes like gravity separation, froth flotation, magnetic separation and leaching. And in this video, we will be discussing the metallurgy part 2 that includes your extraction of crude metal. A crude metal can be extracted from the concentrated ore by two ways. One is conversion of ore into metal oxide. Another one is reduction of metal oxide into elemental metal. So what is the need for reduction of metal oxide into metal? So students, this is required to reduce the metal oxide into elemental metal during the metallurgical process, because in the concentrated ore the metal exists in positive oxidation state, hence it is to be reduced to its elemental metal. The thermodynamic principle followed in this process is the reduction of oxide is easier than reduction of other compounds of metal. Let us learn now conversion of ores into oxide. The concentrated ore can be converted into their metal oxide by two ways. One is roasting, another one is calcination. Roasting and calcinations are two ways of conversion of concentrated ore into their metal oxide. What is roasting? Roasting is a process of converting concentrated ore into their metal oxide by heating in a suitable furnace below its melting point in the presence of excess of oxygen. Once again, what is roasting? Roasting is a process of converting concentrated ore into their metal oxide by heating the ore in a suitable furnace below the melting point in the presence of excess of oxygen. During the process, sulfide ores are converted into their oxide. For example, sulfide ores of lead, zinc and copper are converted into their oxides of BbO, ZnO and Cu2O respectively, while the sulfur is escaping as sulfur dioxide gas. So during the process, the impurities, that is a volatile impurities like arsenic, sulfur, phosphorus are removed as their volatile oxide. For example, arsenic is oxidized to arsenic oxide and sulfur and phosphorus are oxidized to sulfur dioxide and phosphorus pentoxide respectively. Now let us learn the calcination process. So what is calcination? It is a process of converting carbonate and hydrated ore into their metal oxide by heating in the absence of air. So it is a process in which the concentrated ore is strongly heated in the absence of ore. During the process, the carbonate and hydrated ores are converted into their metal oxide. So during this process, water of crystallization present in the hydrated ore escapes as moisture. If any organic matter is present, it is also get expelled, leaving behind a porous ore. And this method can also be carried out with a limited supply of air, but usually this calcination is done in the absence of air. Sometimes it is carried out with a limited supply of air. For example, during calcination of carbonate ore, carbon dioxide is expelled and the carbonate ores are converted into their metal oxide. For example, lead carbonate is converted into lead oxide and calcium carbonate is converted into calcium oxide and zinc carbonate is converted into zinc oxide and MgCO3.CaCO3 is converted into MgO and CaO, leaving carbon dioxide as vapor. During calcination of hydrated ore, the water of hydration is expelled as vapor. For example, Fe2O3.3H2O when heated, the water present in it escapes as vapor, leaving Fe2O3 solid. Similarly, hydrated alumina Al2O3.2H2O When heated, the water escapes as vapor and leaving the anhydrous Al2O3. Student, this is your evaluate question. Evaluate yourself question given in your book, and it is asked to write the decomposition reaction of magnesium carbonate. That I have written the answer. Magnesium carbonate when heated, it is giving MgO plus 2CO2. This is evaluate yourself question. So MgCO3 when heated, it gives MgO plus CO2. Now let us learn reduction of metal oxide. Using suitable reducing agent like carbon monoxide, hydrogen and aluminium and other reactive metals such as sodium, etc., the metal oxide can be reduced to crude metal. The choice of reducing agent depends on the nature of the metal and it is based on the Ellingham diagram. This Ellingham diagram we will be discussing in the next video. For example, carbon cannot be used as a reducing agent for the reactive metals such as sodium, potassium, aluminium. Similarly, carbon monoxide cannot be used to reduce oxides such as ZnO and alumina. There are 5 methods of reduction. The first method is smelting. So what is smelting? Smelting is a process of separation of metal or its sulfide mixture from its ore infused state. Smelting is a process of separation of metal or its sulfide mixture from its ore infused state. It is one of the reducing method. Smelting is one of the reducing method. In this method, the concentrated ore is mixed with flux and either carbon or carbon monoxide or aluminium, and this mixture is heated at an elevated temperature in a smelting furnace. For example, when Fe2O3 is mixed with the carbon monoxide, Fe2O3 is reduced to Fe. Here we are using a flux. The flux is a substance that forms an easily fusible slag with the gangue. What is flux? Flux is a chemical substance that forms an easily fusible slag with the gangue. There are 2 types of flux, acidic flux and basic flux. If acidic flux is used, we should mix it with the basic gangue. Similarly, if basic flux is used, we have to mix it with the acidic gangue. For example, CaO, which is a basic flux, when mixed with the acidic gangue SiO2, a fusible calcium silicate slag is formed. Now let us learn extraction of copper. The extraction of copper can be done by using copper pyrite ore. So during this process, the concentrated copper pyrites ore is mixed with the acidic flux silica and it is heated in a reverberatory furnace. So during the process, the basic ferrous oxide is formed due to melting. Copper pyrites ore is converted into FeS and Cu2S. That FeS is oxidized to FeO. That basic flux FeO ferrous oxide combines with silica to form ferrous silicate slag. The remaining mutually soluble metal sulfide mixture that containing FeS and Cu2S, we obtain that mixture, we call it as copper matte. So what is copper matte? A metal sulfide mixture of FeS and Cu2S is known as copper matte. From this copper matte, we can separate blister copper. So how can we separate blister copper from matte? So matte is separated from slag and fed into the Bessemer converter, which is a converting furnace. So during this conversion, ferrous sulfide present in the matte is first oxidized to FeO, which is removed by slag formation with the silica. FeO, which is a basic flux, when mixed with SiO2, a acidic gas, it is converted into fusible ferrous silicate. So remaining copper sulfide is further oxidized to its oxide, which is subsequently converted to metallic copper. Copper sulfide is oxidized to Cu2O. That Cu2O mixed with the unreacted CuS and forms a metallic copper. This metallic copper is known as blister copper, and this is called such a way as blister copper because it has a blister appearance due to the evolution of sulfur dioxide gas. So why do we call this copper as blister copper? Since this copper has a appearance of blister due to the evolution of sulfur dioxide gas, this copper is known as blister copper. So what is blister copper? 98% pure copper is known as blister copper. Second reduction method is reduction by carbon. So in this method, the oxide ore of metal is mixed with coal and heated strongly in a blast furnace. And this method is applicable to the metal which do not form carbides with carbon at the reduction temperature. For example, ZnO is reduced to Zn by carbon and Mn3O4 also reduced by carbon to manganese, and Cr2O3 is reduced to chromium by carbon. Third method, reduction by hydrogen, and this method is applicable to the oxides of metals like iron, lead, copper, having less electropositive character than hydrogen. For example, Ag2O is reduced to Ag by hydrogen, Fe3O4 is reduced to Fe, and nickel oxide can also be reduced to nickel by water gas. So water gas is nothing but a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. So when water gas mixed with the nickel oxide, the nickel oxide is reduced to nickel. Then fourth method, reduction by metal. So in this reduction, we will be learning deeply the aluminothermite process, which is very important process. So in this process, metal oxides like Cr2O3 can be reduced by this process. So in this method, the metal oxide is mixed with the aluminum powder and this mixture is placed in a fire clay crucible. Above this mixture, an ignition mixture, magnesium and barium peroxide is used to initiate the reduction. So during this process, the barium peroxide combines with magnesium, thereby it is converted into BaO and MgO. So during the above reaction, large amount of heat energy, that is 2400 degrees Celsius, is generated, which facilitates a reduction of Cr2O3 by aluminum powder. The reaction enthalpy is 852 kilojoule per mole. The reaction Cr2O3 is reduced to Cr by aluminium. Active metals such as sodium, potassium, calcium can also be used to reduce metal oxide. For example, P2O3 is reduced to boron by sodium. The Rb2O3 is reduced to Rb, rubidium, by magnesium, and titanium oxide is reduced to titanium by magnesium. And thoria THO2 is reduced to thorium by calcium. The final reduction method is auto reduction. If some ores gives crude metal by simple roasting, in such a case reducing agent is not necessary. That process we call it as auto reduction. For example, mercury is obtained by roasting cinnabar. The equation is HGS is oxidized to sulfur dioxide and mercury. So students, so in this video we learned the extraction of crude metal in deeper manner. You practice this video. And thanks for watching this video. So in the next slide we will be discussing thermodynamic and electrochemical principles of metallurgy. Also we will be discussing the Ellingham diagram in deep manner. Once again, thanks for watching.